Yeah.
Killed me.
Oh, this is Vibus.
Yes. She freaking killed me.
Playing Roblox.
Stop, Chase.
Every time I look at that, it looks like the cat. So this is the way this room looks like right now, because right now we're doing a project.
That's a freak.
We were doing a project in the last like 2-3 months, little by little. I was doing a project over here. We were doing a project to clean to redo the floors. So anyway, so this floor, I went through a lot of work to do the whole house. This floor and like the bedrooms, I'm already done with it. And I like scraped the whole floor, like the color that it used to be. It was like this color, but it came out really bad. So I went ahead and spent the last 2 months like doing little by little, like coming home from work at 5 every day, giving me with just a few hours a day. So I used the little bit of time, little by little, to scrape off the floors, and finally I'm done. So this room I'm already done. Well, the bedrooms I'm done, and we went ahead and got new beds. But you know what? It's like this bed, we ordered 2 twins, and they sent us the wrong size bed frame here. They sent us a full size bed frame instead of a twin size. So I mean, I don't know what to do now. I mean, we're gonna have to, like, we don't want to bother shipping it back. So I'm thinking that we're just gonna order another mattress, like, to fit this, and then sell one of these or something. We're supposed to have 2 beds coming, but the other one hasn't come yet in the mail. So this floor, I'm done with half of the house. As you can see it, it's nice and shiny now. I mean, looks nice, it came out really nice. And there's the original color of the floor. So yeah, but I'm still working on this half. I'm gotta mop it and everything. So this is my camcorder. One of you actually wanted me to record the sounds. Okay, I'm just gonna. This is the camcorder that I used in 1988. For those of you who is new to this channel or newer. So this is the camcorder that I used. It's like the one that I had back in 1988 and 1989 and 1990 and even 91 as well, 92. And then one of you actually wanted me to operate the camcorder and record the sounds of it operating and stuff. So it was the YouTuber by the name of Cool Story. So, well, it's hard to record the. I don't think we can really hear the zoom, because it's quiet. The operation of the zoom system on this camcorder, it's quiet. I mean, so you can't really hear it. So, but I can at least record the sounds of the cassette. There's like the VHS tape. So, It's playing a tape right now. Well, it operates really quietly, so it's not something that... So it's playing a tape right now. Forwarding. And I check the tape. So this is my camcorder, my VHS. Still works. Well, although this is not the same one that I used in 1988, but it still works really good. I mean, yeah. Although it would be kind of a pain in the butt to transfer it onto the computer and everything, but I... So I'll just hang out in this room for right now, so to talk about life. Hi all of y'all, this is Gil. Today is the 22nd of September 2020. So my job, I mean, as you probably saw the picture that I just posted right there, my hours, man, I tell you, it's crazy, man. Like the hours is insane in my job, you know, like I've been putting in so many hours, you know, and it's not even something that I want to do. I mean, it's not something that I even like to do, you know. Well, anyway, it's not even something that I want to even do. But I mean, well, anyway, so that's what I've been. I just know that, I mean, I worked on Saturday until 1:30, and then I had Sunday off, but I spent much of the day. I spend much of my time off like finishing up these floors, you know, because I really want to do these projects, you know, I really want to do them, you know, and I'm trying to stretch my time, you know, like little by little in the last 2 months, you know. But while I'm at it, anyway, so I got a new drone. It's a Mavic Mini, DJI Mavic Mini, and I like it so far. I mean, what I like here is that it's a small size, you know. It's a small size, and we don't need to register it, and that's nice because I could put it along with my camera bag, you know. It's small enough to fit in my camera bag, you know. That's what I like. Because I have this Sony CX405. I put my Sony in here, and then I put my glasses and my GoPro on this side, and then I put my the Tello drone. It's like a selfie. I call it a selfie drone. Well, that's what it actually is. It's great for selfies, you know, like when we want to take a family portrait and we need all of us to be together, the drone is great for that. Or if we want to make a selfie like in the air, you know. But anyway, so this is my new drone. At Costco, it was $389, and it came with an extra battery, and it came like with a charging base. So that's nice. So like, well, if I was gonna make a comparison of this drone, you know, like this drone here, this is a Hubsan Xeno. It's a bigger drone apparently, so this one would need to be registered. So yeah, it's a bigger drone, and if I was gonna have a review, I would probably think that they're about the same. But it's supposed to be this drone records in 4K, and this one's only 2.7. But this is better because it's smaller, although it's more expensive. It's a more expensive drone, but I mean, it's smaller. I mean, to me, I think that the range, I found that the range of this one, I had actually bought this DJI drone for the range because I was assuming that the range would be really good. And I found out that it was about the same as this one, because I was complaining about the range on this one because it only goes like maybe a half a block away before it loses signal. And this is the same thing with this one. But I mean, our house has a lot of trees, like these big trees. Like as you could probably see it, it's hard to see it. It has a lot of these trees in my house, so I mean, it's gonna of course block it. But anyway, so this Hubsan, I paid like $350 for it, and it has all the extras. Well, it had like 2 batteries, 2 also, and it came with a bag. So $350, and then it has a 4K camera. But this one I paid a little bit more for it, and it's about the same, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, But this is nice because it's smaller and it's easy to carry around, and I could easily throw it in here. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about a random review. I'm gonna review this 1988 RCA VHS camcorder. I'm gonna pretend that this is 1988 and I'm reviewing it like if I'm living in 1988. Well, the thing I have to say about this camcorder, like back in the time, I mean, I love the camcorder, but the only real complaint that I had about it when I first got it back in the day was that it was only able to record in 1 speed, I wish that the camcorder was able to record in the EP mode, because VCRs were known to have 3 modes. It would have 3 speeds. Like you had a choice of, on some VCRs it was SLP or EP mode, extended play, or super long play, they abbreviated it as. And then they had an LP mode, which is long play, which is kind of like the middle. And then the SP mode, which was standard play. So the SP mode, a typical 6-hour VHS tape would last for 2 hours, or it would give you 2 hours of playback time on one of these if you selected the SP mode. Or if you selected the LP mode, it was 4 hours on a T120 VHS. And if you selected the EP mode or SLP, it would play for 6. So on the VCR, I used to always put it on SLP because I wanted to get as much stuff onto the tape as possible. But when I got this camcorder, when I first got the camcorder, I was excited, to get it, and I got a VHS when I wanted the VHS because I felt that VHS was like the way to go, because it was convenient to play the tapes directly into the VCR back in those days, And I felt, back in the days, VHS was a more professional format. It was considered professional back then, or it was considered like what they called an adult camcorder. Well, they considered like the preferred format in the old days. Of course, they had 8mm or VHS-C. But everybody preferred the VHSs back in the day, so I wanted a VHS. But anyway, when I got the camcorder and I saved up the $1,000 for 7 months for it to buy this camcorder and everything, and then when I got it, I was expecting to be able to record 6 hours on one of these tapes, because I was planning to do a lot of recording back in my day. So I felt that a VHS camcorder would have made a nice choice, because I could record 6 hours on 1 tape versus 2 hours on an 8mm. And I felt it. So when I got the camcorder, only to discover that it only records in 1 speed, and that's the SP mode, and that was a big disappointment when I learned about that, It was a big disappointment because it was going to chew up the space on this tape, you know, like, I didn't like that, you know, I didn't like that, I mean, but apparently I had to live with it, you know, I had to live with that. So what I was doing on the first few cassettes that I had is what I was doing is like I would record the tapes, the 2 hour long, I would record them 2 hours long, and then I would transfer the tape from the camcorder onto a VCR, but recording the EP mode on the VCR so I could put 6 hours. But the thing was that it degraded the quality of the recording, though. That's the thing. But I felt that, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was okay if it was going to degrade it a little bit because I wanted more space. I wanted to record a lot, so I wanted to save space. I wanted to save tape, you know. I wanted to save amount of tapes that I had to buy, you know. Well, anyway, that was a random review. Well, anyways, well, like, so this backyard, this is how it looks right now. I mean, I haven't had the time to do anything, so I mean, I'm finally taking some time to make a video here. So yeah, I want to demo this drone here. So yeah, I mean, and then the battery's running out on my camcorder. I'm gonna go ahead and demo it. Let's see, how do we do this? We go. And then it's funny because the arms fold out like this on this drone. And then the gimbal. There's the gimbal of this camcorder. Or this. Seems like the camera looks better quality than the Hubsan, even though the Hubsan is advertised to be 4K. I kind of really don't think that the Hubsan Xeno is a 4K. I really don't feel like it is. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna make a video on the drone. I'm gonna go ahead and take off. You know, I don't even know if the GPS is working on this or not. It's pretty decently quiet, you know. The batteries are running out on this camcorder, man. The batteries are low. I'm gonna return the house. It's not even really noisy at all. Okay, so I'm gonna have one of these. So that was the demo of the drone. It's a nice one too. I mean, it works really good too. I feel like it kind of works better than that Xeno, but I think it's about the same. The thing that's just better is that this one's smaller and it's easier to put even in my pocket, you know. Anyway. telling you. Anyways, as you can see, it's already getting dark. It's getting dark earlier these days, you know. Right now, this is September 22nd, 2020. And I want to make this video today, so yeah, I mean, because I haven't posted up lately because I come home at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever. I don't know what's gonna become of my job, and I don't know if it's a permanent thing or not as long as I'm there. I mean, but you know, if I'm speaking of that, you know, like the job, you know, I figure, you know, like it seems to me that for every day that I'm there, I get $200 pretty much, you know, $200. And then if I was gonna call off a day, I would just think about $200 that I'm missing out on, you know, for every day that I call off. If I do, I haven't called off any days, you know, but, and I posted on Facebook about a rant about getting upset about like not having a chance to do projects on the house and stuff, because like every time I feel like I have a curse on me, there's a curse going on me. That's the way it just feels like anyway. I have a curse going on because every time that I would make a plan on doing something like a project or something, my job just throws more hours at my face, you know. I get this big schedule like every week, you know, like my supervisor is saying something about this week is going to be bigger than the last, you know, every week, you know, you get that. I mean, it's typical. I'm already kind of used to that by now. I mean, used to hearing that by now, but so my job, you know, I mean, it's a ton of hours, you know, although, I mean, the money is pretty good, you know, but I hardly have time to do anything, you know, but I'm trying to cram everything that I want to do into those few hours that I have, and I'm doing it successfully, actually, like the floors, for an example. This video, I want to do this video, I mean, so this electric bike, you know, haven't really used it much lately because I don't even have time to use it some more. I mean, I don't have time, you know. So anyway, that's me right there, the mirror that's dusty right now. So I have all this stuff in the garage, you know, while we're doing the project on the floor, you know. So yeah, I'm trying to think of, yeah. Well, anyway, so I mean, this is me still. So I'm trying to think, see, like videos, like some videos that I want to make. I want to make a 50-year rewind of like pictures of me like in the last 50 years, like since I was born, and I want to take pictures. I want to make a video like that, but I probably might need some amount of time to do that. And of course, you know, I want to post a video of like a time machine, I would call it. I mean, where like I'm pretending that I'm in a time machine. I want to make I want to make like a little intro video that's like if I'm in a time machine taking you guys back to the specific time of the video, you know, like I want to create a new intro, and I want to do that, but I need time for that, but I have to think of how I'm gonna do it, you know. I have to think of how I'm gonna do such a video, but I know like to do these things it could take quite a few days to make the video, you know, so I need a lot of time, but it's more like knowing exactly how I want to do it, or exactly what I want to do. It's more like what I want to do, deciding like exactly what I want to do on the video, and my mind always tends to get garbled up, you know. And so like speaking of that, I mean, that was like part of the depression and anxiety and stuff that I get, or why I get so tired or whatever. Because like I said before, my mind is like, it's busy all the time, or it was anyway. My mind is racing thoughts, you know, busy all the time. And so it's like, one example is like when I'm trying to, when I'm thinking this, and then I'm thinking another thing, like for an example, project. If I'm doing a project, or if I have a few things to do, project or whatever, I want to do a project, but at the same time, I want to remember to find the paperwork I need for the taxes, to finish the taxes, and then at the same time, I'm thinking on how it, like, what I should do here and there. And then when I have all those things put together, it garbles up my mind, and that's where some of the anxiety is at. And then you know, sometimes when I'm doing projects or when I'm doing something, sometimes I stall on some of those things because I have so many things in my mind, and I'm trying to decide which one to do first. I'm trying to decide which way in my mind to go first. With so many things in my mind, I get stuck. And then I end up not doing anything at all, you know, like, sometimes I procrastinate on doing some things because I have so much in my mind and it gets stuck. And then, you know, I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to stop that from happening by letting myself chill. I need to chill, you know, like, I gotta think about doing one thing and don't bother thinking about the others. Do that thing first, and then think about the others later on, you know. So that's part of the thing, you know. And that went with my job too, like why I was complaining about working so many hours and stuff in my job and stuff. Like, part of the thing that was making me feel that way was because, you know, like, with so many things in my mind, racing thoughts, you know, of course that's gonna drain me, you know, that's gonna get me tired, you know, like when I have so much in my mind, like, it doesn't stop, and my mind doesn't stop, and so I get tired. I'm gonna get tired, you know, and that's where I was kind of blaming it on the job. But I mean, if you're gonna let your mind be at ease, if you're gonna let your mind like rest, or if you're gonna stop yourself from thinking too much, if you stop your racing thoughts, you gotta like try to like chill. And if you could try to chill on that, then it's not gonna take away all of my energy, and then I'll have the energy to work 12-hour days without a complaint, you know. But well, that's just a part of it, you know. That's, well, anyway. But you know, I still get my depression, anxiety still. But I mean, I'm good right now. I mean, well, anyway. So, but I was just getting upset about about like every time that I want to try to finish a project in the house, like I get more hours in my job. It's like my job. Like, I know, I mean, the scheduling, like they say that I'm gonna be working like through Sunday. I mean, it says that I'm gonna be working on Saturday and Sunday. I know I did two weeks worth of 75-hour weeks, you know, 75 hours, you know. I did that for 2 weeks already, you know, like, imagine that, 75 hours. Although I was driving the pallet jack, I mean, it's pretty easy work, I guess, but even then, you know, it's not easy after a while. I mean, you get tired after a while. I was driving a forklift for a whole week, like a couple weeks ago, and that was fun, you know. It was fun for that week, but now I feel like the forklift is starting to get tiring, you know. I mean, it's kind of like you're driving a car all day long, you know, like imagine driving a car for 12 hours a day, every day. I mean, it can be kind of tiring, you know. But on the forklift, I tend to get tired because standing up all day long, and then the posture that I have in the stand-up lift, it gets kind of tiring, you know, because my foot is always stepping on the dead man switch of the forklift, you know, and that's tiring. I get tired after the posure all day long. And I mean, the forklift may not be like, it may not be considered like an easy job after a while, you know, but although it is, but I mean, well, anyway, so, well, I guess I'm gonna get going on the video. I mean, I should get to sleep again. I mean, I only have a few hours every day, so I should get to sleep. Everything for the next tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I mean, well, anyway, I mean, I want to put up more videos. I know I have to think about what I want to put up next and stuff, you know. Speaking of which, I wanted to make a quick say about what my structure of my mind looked like in the 80s versus today. Well, in the 80s, all that was in my mind was my scooter, you know. Well, late 80s, you know. All that was in my mind was my scooter. That's all that was in my mind. I was like so into my scooter, and I was so into my stuff, into my like miscellaneous things that I owned. I was like really into my stuff. I would always keep everything nice and clean. That included my camcorder in my days, you know, my camcorder and my 500 cassette collection and stuff. I mean, my scooter was all that was in my mind. My Honda Elite 80 and the Elite 150 as well. That's all that was in my mind back then, and that's how my mind looked in the 80s decade. But in today's times, it's a lot more complicated than that, you know. I no longer really have this love for items, you know, scooters or cars. I don't have love for cars or scooters or whatever like I used to in the 80s. Instead, I just have this love to keep things in order, to keep things all okay over here. That includes my kids and the finances. Everything is a lot more complicated in today's time for me because I'm older. Of course, for an older fella, things get more complicated in your mind versus when you're young, you know. Because back then, when I was 18 years old, I didn't have a care in the world because I was living with my mom and I didn't have any credit cards and I didn't have any bills or anything. But today's times is a lot different. You know, like as a 50-year-old versus like 18 back then, it's a lot more complicated. My mind is a lot more complicated in these times. So yeah, I mean that's. But I mean, you figure. But imagine what about an 18-year-old today in today's times? What's in the mind of an 18-year-old in today's times? I would probably think like Roblox and iPhones and Facebook and stuff. That's what my thought is, you know. But I know some of you like to go out and play basketball or whatever, you know. So yeah, I mean, I know some of you young fellas, it was a firework. So yeah, well anyway, well, I guess I'm gonna get going now. I'm gonna post up this video. So anyways, alright, I hope you liked this one. And so, yeah, this is September 22nd, 2020. Alrighty, I'll see y'all.